what you want there. I'll make this as a realization in you all now through this initiation and darshan of Sadashiva.
The nature of consciousness. The source of awareness. The relationship between our ego and the world. This has plagued us for generations. We strive to understand why we are the way we are. Why our reality
தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனு வந்து உதித்தான் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனு வந்து உதித்தான் காக்கும் இறையே நட்டின் உருவாய் வந்த களிப்பால் கட்டு கடங்கா மகிழ்வு கொண்டே
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadhilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami.
Nithyanandam, we welcome all of you yet again to today's exciting episode on Nithyananda TV. I am Srinitya Brahmasukhananda Maharaj, and we have with us Srinitya Rajananda Maharaj. Nithyananda Maharaj. Yes, today we are bringing to you a very interesting topic, very exciting topic, and also an announcement of a new opportunity which is opening up for the entire world, we can say. So the topic today is, let's get back to Dharma, and how by getting back to Dharma, in what way to get back to Dharma, we will experience closeness with Kailasa. Yes, Maharaj.
Nithyananda Maharaj. So yes, the announcement is the Mahamai, the way of someone who can finally get close to Kailasa. And this is the opportunity of that. And basically, temple culture and Hinduism has always had something called an agraharam, where the choicest position, where someone literally positions their house of residence, literally in the proximity, in the breathing space of the main deity of the temple, or in this temple campus itself. And it's like the agraharam is the first ring of deities, ring of houses around the temple.
Mm-hmm.
So it is these places who house the temple staff, temple people who upkeep the temple, and these positions and households are there since the time the temple has been there, for generations together. And they establish themselves from those generations, and they keep the heirlooms and all of the traditions of the temple alive. They are responsible in and out for the temple activities and the prosperity of the temple.
They're the inner circle of the temple.
They are the inner circle.
Yes.
And people who live in agraharams own the maintenance and the physical standard of the sanctity of the temple and the beloved deity. They are always preparing their temple, their space for the new people to come and have a beautiful experience of Paramashiva who's there in the temple. So they are in a position of responsibility, and also they are in a position of just that privilege and honor to be that close to Paramashiva, especially in the closest houses to the temple. And they're literally part and live inside the temple. If you see the example of how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself has lived in the agraharam of the temple, and talks about how he grew up and how everyday morning the routine is literally the whole households literally come out of the home together and go into the temple to wake up the deity in the Baliyetchi. So it is a very big part of the lifestyle, and that is kind of the opportunity that we are giving. Kailasa is getting ready to give to the world with the Mahamai, where a person is involved and supports Kailasa ecosystem by providing 10% of their monthly income to
Yes.
the upkeep and to the continuous growth of the Kailasa ecosystem. And in a practical sense, why 10%? And it is actually something that is very latent in the very system of how the temples used to run. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is always telling that we offer the essence of our lives unto Paramashiva. So we have always seen that whenever people have come and been a part of Kailasa, that they realize that once they start contributing, that the moment they start contributing and after some time, the work that they thought was the effort that they have to put into their life, all of that is just taken care by Paramashiva. All of that is just taken care by Swamiji's grace. And the real work that they do, they have always told, whether it is the Yajamans or the Kartas, they always say that the work they really work on is just that 10%. And just that 10% becomes all of their life.
Yes.
And when we recognize Paramashiva as the key person in our life, when we have the living avatar of Paramashiva in our lives, the Nija avatar of Paramashiva in our lives, and we realize that to be in his proximity, to be in his very breathing space is what we cherish most, what we celebrate most, and closeness to him is all our purpose is.
Yes.
This is also even stated inside the Guru Gita. There is a verse in the Guru Gita that says that you must cognize that your highest wealth, those who are very fortunate for those who cognize their highest wealth as their guru, if the guru is the highest wealth in their life, then these is one of their last janmas.
Yes.
And there's so much to say about how even in
in fact in Bhagavad Gita, that's what I was thinking. Even in Bhagavad Gita, the same concept and same cognition is talked about by Bhagavan Sri Krishna, right? In the entire Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna tells very important. It is very important for success and fulfillment in one's life that. Naturally, since in Gita, Bhagavan promises is that of spiritual fulfillment, enlightenment itself. So all these concepts of giving, of charity, of dana, and doing your selfless sacrifice for the upkeep and for the maintenance of the ecosystem, to make the ecosystem flourish, to make the ecosystem thrive, what you can offer from your side in terms of any time, treasure, talent, in any capacity. That is the very core purpose of our life, as Bhagavan Sri Krishna puts it, even in the popular verse, Karmanya Vadhikarasya Mahabaleshu Kadachana, right? Which means that you have a right only to work, but never to the fruits, that is the outcomes of action. Never let the fruit of action be your motive, and never let your attachment be to inaction. Yes. So there have been many examples of devotees who have experienced this wealth after donation to Kailasa. We've seen again and again countless number of incidences and sharings being done by so many devotees and disciples who have literally left and right, who have just given, share their wealth, and not just in currency terms, but even their time, their whole life they have spent in this building, this revival of Kailasa ecosystem. And all they really have to share is just gratitude. That's it, all pouring of gratitude. Because Swamiji, he is just giving. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, they again and again come to this realization that what they give is hardly anything. It's not even one drop in the ocean of what they are given. And in fact, even what they give from their side is basically what he has already given to them. Right? So this whole cycle of Dharma Chakra is maintained, is kept alive when you just surrender to your master, to your guru, and offer whatever you have at his divine lotus feet. And those who donate find that their wealth increases along with their intelligence and energy to handle all the responsibility that comes with more wealth. Yes. We'll always find that when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, always, whenever anybody asks for blessings for wealth in their life, he always helps them understand, especially in our Paramashivoham programs, helps them to understand. But with the flood of wealth comes more of the ability to, the intelligence and the Shakti, the energy to be able to handle that much amount of wealth. So when we are in the divine presence of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism,
He gives and brings us through his initiation such amount of clarity, such amount of purpose in why we are gaining wealth, why we are attracting the wealth that we are attracting, and what is the purpose with which we are creating it and using it and sharing it. So with this clarity, you will be able to see how your wealth actually literally increases multifold when you decide to impart with a part of it. And that is one of the concepts that is there in the Vedas and the Shastras, that even the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gives us clearly. This is the concept of dana. Dhanam is something that it's a samskara, is a part of a dharmic life that a Hindu should live, that he should always be contemplating about giving to the world, giving continuously, sharing with the world.
Yes.
So that is about the dana that we will touch about. But just even if you cognize the way that we are living in the world today, what is it that our struggles are? Where is it that we are having our incompletions? Where is it that we are finding that we need to do a serious look through and find that we need to shift the playing field, literally? And that possibility is there in the processes that we have in the Paramashivam programs. And if you are a person who works towards giving a contribution every month, you will also be understanding that having the Supreme Pontiff as the and Kailasa as the central part of your life, literally the core of your life, and from there operating and working towards continuously contributing, giving the dana, you'll find that the literal way that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, that Paramashiva, literally takes your life from the smaller struggles that you have, between an incompletion with some small between individuals, you will find that they are shifted to higher struggles, and it won't even be a struggle in that sense. It'll be just a more responsibility that comes when it's showered on top of you. You'll find that before you would be having a conversation like this with one or two people, but you are now having a position where you are completing and helping people get over this same kind of incompletions with others. So that's the level at which responsibility is just shifted when you take this kind of a paradigm shift in your whole life. And see, when you take responsibility and you contribute in your life, consciousness starts growing more intensely inside your body. Means if you declare that you are going to make something that is going to be a karmic breakthrough, it is outside your usual thought currents that you have, usual fears and greeds that you bounce back and forth between. When you break free from this kind of a cognition and decide that you're going to do something that is out of your even imagination of your possibility, and just declare that you have decided to take up more responsibility, and you're doing it in an authentic way, because authenticity is nothing but you striving to be the best version of yourself. And it is a lot of handling the unknown. You may not know what is the best version of yourself, but you know you can be better than what it is, what you cognize as your incompletions or your normal mundane. You can really step out of that and become authentic. And when you decide with authenticity to contribute to the world, to give back to the world, to take more responsibility for those around you, for the wealth that you are all accumulating, you'll find that that responsibility will really increase the experience of how you even experience consciousness as a reality in your life, how you experience Paramashiva as a reality in your life. And when you see that the way that you handle your life, it also is changed. Incompletion at the level of a single individual piles up and becomes incompletion at the level of society. Incompletion at the level of society piles up and becomes incompletion over in the large communities. Incompletion at the level of the large communities piles up and becomes incompletion for the whole country. And incompletion for the countries leads to what we know today as wars. And war is a result of, incompletions. Whether it is war between you and you, or war between country and country, the result is of incompletions, which is there in a single human being. This is also rooted in the Mahabharata war. The Kurukshetra was literally a war that had been piled up because of just small incompletions between cousins. And it magnified into literally the whole world at a war.
In fact, this we are always fighting amongst ourselves. We always are involved in some conflict, this war or that war, or some whether I should choose this, whether I should choose that, whether this is right for me or this is right for me. Always these questions are always haunting us in our inner space. Very interesting thing that Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says is, just shift the whole battlefield, right? Stop thinking about just stopping the war altogether. No, just change the entire battlefield altogether. He says, now all your fight is, will I lose this or not? Will I lose this job or not? What will happen if I fall sick, right? If I'm alone, what will happen? What will happen if I become bankrupt? What will happen if this happens, that happens? Then you console yourself. All that will not happen. Don't bother. All these things, inner chatter keeps on running inside our mind all the time. This is the fight you always do. That's what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says. Shift from the zone of fight into positive creation. He says you're fighting in the wrong zone of your life. For example, if you're all the time afraid of becoming bankrupt, then decide, I am going to be a billionaire, right? So in your inner space, the fight will be about, will you become a billionaire or not about whether you will become bankrupt or not.
Yeah.
The whole space is now shifted. Conflict, but with the right attitude of creation.
Yes.
Right? You may have millions, but the fight will no more be of self doubting thoughts of bankruptcy or not. Let the fight always be in Kurukshetra, the zone of creation, not in the zone of destruction. That's what again and again the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reminding us of our inner powerfulness, and how shifting the gears from the powerless space to powerful space, operating from the space of completion, literally is a game changer, can turn out to be a game changer in our life. He says all your worrying, all your thinking, all your basic cognition is, will I lose this job or not? Even in your nightmare dream, you will only be worried about, will I lose this job or not? Now always let your fight be, will I become a CEO or not? Will I lose this job or not? Not that, but will I become a billionaire or not? How many businesses I will own? 20 or 30, like that, right? So the whole shift, the whole frequency of your life changes. That is the authenticity which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is teaching us. And again, when we imbibe this authenticity, we start living with integrity and authenticity in our life, taking responsibility to contribute to the entire world with this authentic space, literally miracles start happening all around us in our life. We see that even when we talk about this Mahamaya program, right, offering just 10% of your wealth to the building, to the revival of Kailasa. Literally, when you cognize this as an authentic declaration of how you want to live your life, literally offering complete portion of your earnings, of your hard work, literally to your offering at your guru's feet, offering at the feet of the incarnation of Paramashivam himself, who has descended on planet Earth with this noble mission of reviving the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation, Kailasa. Offering whatever you have at his feet is the most authentic and bold step and bold declaration you can give to the whole cosmos. And the moment you start living with that declaration, literally you will be poured left and right with whatever, and you can't even imagine what you will be poured with, right?
Even those questions that you had, will I be alone, will I be left alone, absolutely, those will be just flooded away, because the divine presence and the grace of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, of the living incarnation of Paramashiva, will be there in your life. You will see how literally everything is a blessing by him. Every moment, every breath you're able to take becomes a blessing. And that is the difference when you move from being able to see everything in your life as a burden to being able to see everything in your life as a blessing. Then you'll be able to see that you are living an enlightened life, given to you as a gift from Paramashiva himself. So then we have to listen that one day let us have the correct cognitions, so that we can properly be able to know what is it that is true sacrifice, and what is it that is something that can move us from this space, the small kind of incompletions that we're handling, to the space of the higher realms of being able to be able to take more responsibility and also be able to contribute And this starts with the daily little practice of sacrifice. Sacrifice that the Supreme Pontiff beautifully defines is, it is not just the act of giving, but the attitude of giving. Otherwise, you may be doing everything, following all the rituals, doing the dhanam according to the procedures, but you'll miss out on the real intent, which is the act had to be done. The intent is important. The intention with which you do the dhanam or the donation is important. You may be already giving so much of charity and so much of giving wealth to be able to maintain a particular, even that with that also sometimes people get corrupt and think that being a donating person and being known as somebody who is a philanthropist or something like that is some kind of a social status. But it is not like that at all.
That becomes an ego kick for that person, ultimately falling into the same trap.
So a wealthy man always giving away alms is not sacrificing anything. He may be doing the deed, a good deed, but not more than that. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gives us the correct intention that when it comes to tyaga, when it comes to this kind of sacrifice, it has to be known as something called as dana. Dana is something that he defines as an imparting. Literally, a part of you that you cherish, that you love, that you cognize with, that you will even develop an ego around, is something that is worthy of giving up. That is how we cognize sacrifice in Hinduism. And a person who does not believe that the reason of their mental setup is only because of something outside, rather he decides to stop cognizing that all of the sacrifice needs to be done on the outside. Rather, if he looks inside and sees that the parts of him that he feels most connected to, whether it may be the wealth that he has, whether it may be the assets of being able to create businesses or create just a handover and a trust that is required. It is requiring just a lot of trust in life. Whenever it comes to doing this kind of selfless sacrifice or dana, you have to be able to just trust that what is giving, if I'm giving up that which is most dear to me, then I will be giving up, I will be rewarded with immortality. At least that is even the words that we begin the Upanishads, the Ishavasya Upanishads. We say, Ishavasyamidam sarvam, the whole universe is energy and matter. And we say that we are born from immortality. Literally, Amritasya Putraha means that when we renounce, we do the selfless sacrifice, we become the sons of immortality. That
also, so that's what I was thinking. So now that we have launched this whole program of the Mahamai, the program of offering 10% of your wealth. So how Maharaj, how do you think this program, directly contributing 10% of your wealth, of your income, will directly make a difference into the person's life? So what do you have to say about
the Mahamai? When it comes to this reworking your whole life, it is literally everything that you do, everything that you spend your money on, everything that you know, it becomes not a question of this is redefining myself again and again. Are you redefining yourself, working on having higher and more powerful cognitions? And when you have this responsibility to give a contribution every month towards a better cause, you will be able to instill in yourself the higher Hindu thought currents of continuously doing the dhanam. And in the Bhagavad Gita, again and again, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says that always the individual should be engaged in continuously doing selfless sacrifice. And we will see that just doing that selfless sacrifice, if we just do the sacrifice of just a 10% of our wealth, the other 90% of our wealth and assets are just effortlessly just taken care by him, and those grow exponentially on their own. Is something that we find many people are telling. And the truth of this comes from the Vedic truth of karma phala tyaga. Literally, the karma phala, the fruits that we get out of the hard work that we do in our day to day, that fruits are again put back into contribution, put back into a system that is giving more enlightenment, more enrichment, and more life positivity to all of the world. And that is what is real dhanam and real contribution. And we live in a satsanga, means enforcing the truth again and again and again. The truth that we are here to do the continuous work that Paramashiva has given us. We are here to realize we are Paramashiva, have this as the higher cognitions, this very Sat. This is the truth that we want to live by. And renouncing that which is not letting me experience this truth as reality. Again and again, we will find those come up again. Oh, this particular cognition is not helping me, or this kind of a wealth situation isn't helping me cognize I am Paramashiva. So let me donate it. Let me do the dana of it. So this is the new light, new Kurukshetra that we will be having inside of us. The new kind of Ranabhumi, the Rangabhumi, the colorful battle, the colorful field. And we will be able to handle life with more ease and absolutely have a higher matured conversation with ourselves, with life as well.
Exactly. So many important aspects are being brought up in this, simply by launching this new initiative of Mahamai, when literally it's an opportunity given to all of the viewers, all the beings out there, to become an active participant in the revival of the Kailasa nation, which is the revival of basically the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. And the moment, if you personally want to experience this fruits of whatever the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is bringing, what he is offering to the whole world, so that you know what is the benefit for yourself and for the whole humanity, we request you to please scan the QR code for Paramashivoham. The QR code is being projected at the bottom of your screen, and scan the QR code and fill the intention form, and our team will reach out to you as soon as possible. And you can be literally, when you personally benefit all these things, when you personally taste what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is sharing with the whole world, and when you literally feel the whole presence of the avatar, of the Nija avatar of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in your own life, then each and everything that we are saying will literally, it will manifest through you naturally. It will become a part of you. It will become your very breathing itself. And you will simply understand all these things, all these truths which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is sharing with the whole world. And then you can become a vehicle for sharing these things further and for enriching more and more people. And that's how this whole Dharma Chakra is kept alive. And all your miseries, all your sufferings will be simply taken away. Simply everything will become redundant altogether. Because ultimately, what are miseries? Right? What is the misery of material existence? Whether you have something or not, it is misery. If you don't have, then the misery is I don't have. If we have, then we have the misery. I must protect it, right? Either we don't have it, or if we have it, then we have to always have that insecurity of protecting whatever we have. This is the Rajavidya, king of all knowledge. Yoga, which means achieving. Shema means protecting, right? So both are miseries. Whether we have or not, it is misery, right? Bhagavan says that the miseries of having wealth and not having wealth, both miseries that are caused by material existence, disappear by knowing this secret. And that secret is what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is experientially sharing with you, initiating you into in the Paramashivoham program. Because only by experientially knowing this secret, the Rajavidya, the knowledge of yoga, the knowledge of oneness with Paramashiva, and all the other gifts which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is bringing, only by experientially tasting them will you really become a channel for spreading this the good news to the entire world, all the other people as well.
When it comes to the entertainment, people, the Supreme Pontiff gives a beautiful example. When it comes to entertainment, so much crowd will come. But it'll come. They'll come for small reasons, small things, small pleasures. But the higher reasons, the higher place, the places where people go to have the higher cognitions, to have the more matured conversations with themselves, with Paramashiva, is the temples. And you'll see the select few only stay and still keep going to the temples.
Yes.
And temples are for the chosen few and not for all the people. So in the same way, we need the intelligence to come to a temple. We need intelligence to enter spirituality. It is not for everyone. That is why in the Shastras, it is called as Rajavidya. and Rajaguhya, the secret, the royal secret kept by those who know these spiritual truths. Actually, the way that the Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells us is he gives it in such a beautiful way. In one of the verses, singing Anyanyas Chintayanto Mam Yejanah Pariyupashate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyam. Literally promising that if you trust that Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Yejanah Pariyupashate, be very clear. There is no one else who has ever told this kind of a promise, actually. But when you come to understanding the Supreme Pontiff in your life, and understand that after him happening, everything that you ever wanted and everything that you had was protected. Yes. When this realization comes, you are having the promise literally given by the Vedas saying, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. Literally, all that you have and all that you want will be taken care by Bhagavan. It will be taken care by him. Living in this is literally the secret that Bhagavan Krishna gives in the Bhagavad Gita. That is something that is a reality for us, that we experience when we have Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in our lives, when we have the living incarnation of Paramashiva in our lives, when he comes and gives us such immense transformation and helps us have the clarity to be able to handle all kinds of situations in life and do it very effortlessly, gracefully, and literally royally. And when he comes out like that, he gives us and empowers us like that, we see that he is taking care of everything. So all that we need to do is just do everything and remember he is the source. Yes. And when we remember and cognize that he is the source, he is our very source that is there inside of us, he is us, we are him, we are Paramashiva. These higher Advaitic understandings will be able to really be something that you can use as a lifestyle itself. And that lifestyle itself is in the practice of offering Mahamai and offering the 10% donation every month towards Kailasa, towards the work of Kailasa, towards the mission of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to create a nation for all Hindus.
Yes. In fact, when Maharaj, when people come and donate whatever wealth they have, it's not just that they donate the wealth, they also literally let go of all the earlier cognitions that they have had regarding wealth itself, how wealth is created, what wealth even means, and literally a new energy gushes into them, right, with the initiation of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, with his blessings, and they start manifesting wealth left and right. Even they don't believe that they are able to manifest 100 times more, 1,000 times more wealth than they even imagined they would, and the as compared to the amount of wealth they donated in the first place, right? Literally, so many times we have seen the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism make this statement that if you donate, let's say, 1 month worth of your salary, after the program or after the whole initiation, that same amount of money, that same amount of wealth you will be making in 1 day. So where is the comparison? It's not even a comparison. Even just for the sake of comparison, we can say, but ultimately it's a completely new life altogether that people are given. Manifesting wealth, health, relationships, a whole new life altogether in all its dimensions, in all its glories. Everything becomes new. You become a new person. New space starts radiating. Even when we talk about the wealth, the moment we understand the whole universe is pervaded by the existential energy of Vishnu, we attract Lakshmi, Vishnu's consort, who represents wealth. When we understand that the whole universe is divine, when we experience Vishnu, Bhagavan, Dharma, meaning when we experience eternal bliss, we attract Lakshmi. That is wealth. The cognition of wealth, the Hindu cognition of wealth is symbolized and blessed by Devi Lakshmi herself, which means keeping the currency current, not hoarding, not grabbing, not possessing and keeping under your carpet. No, just keep on contributing, enrich more and more people, get more wealth in return to, so that you can contribute even more, reinvest. That's a whole cycle of dharma. That is what is symbolized by the Hindu cognition about wealth. It's a beautiful mantra which says the bliss attracts fortune. When we create a blissful inner space, automatically we create external wealth as well. Right? If we enter the bliss space, if we keep our inner space blissful, if we enter into the bliss consciousness, all three automatically happen to us. Automatically, these three powers, that is integrity, authenticity, and responsibility, happen in us. Then wealth will be created around us, and it will also stay with us to enrich us and others. It is not that we should be showered only by a lottery. It becomes a very part of our cognition. We become like a magnet. Whenever we walk, wealth just follows us. That's the whole cognition, the powerful cognition about wealth, which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is giving us again and again. That's exactly what he imparts in the Paramashivoham program as well. You want to share something else?
Wealth
Maharaj?
comes with intelligence. When it comes with intelligence, it stays with you. When we take care of our inner space, automatically the outer space showers on us. We become a blessing for the planet Earth. It blesses us by showering on us. Existence responds to our inner bliss and blesses us. Never think that existence is not alive. Never think that the universe is mere matter. It is living intelligence.
Yes.
This is the direct words of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism when he's talking about what exactly attracts wealth. Bliss is what he says attracts wealth. And he has also given it in many different definitions of how wealth is attracted. He also has given a powerful definition, even saying that high enthusiasm is wealth itself. Living in continuously high active enthusiasm brings wealth into our lives. And we also have the opportunity now to share with everyone the opportunity to be a part of Kailasa with this Mahamahi program and be able to continuously involve, engage, and give your time, treasure, and talent towards Kailasa. We are so fortunate that this opportunity is coming to us at this time, in the time when we are having so much of a discussion about what is it the way that we should bring about the whole revival of Sanatana Hinduism. How do we have a whole awakening among the Hindu community? How do we take this whole conversation to the Hindu community? And we understand, and we have also had the life positive discussion to know that the Hindu community is literally on top of the world, literally being able to contribute so much in so many fields. And it is time for them to really do the work of rebuilding their history, which is what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is working on right now in Kailasa. He says, before we build a geography, we must build a history. And building the history is part of this continuous contribution, the continuous yajna. To be having all the Hindus offer this yajna every month, the karma phala to be offered every month is a Hindu right in itself. To be able to be able to relieve oneself of the karma that they have accumulated, whether it is good karma or bad karma, that is not the conversation. The higher conversation is, are we moving towards Paramashiva? Are we moving towards our enlightened living? Are we having the cognition that renouncing the karma phala and offering it at the source, offering it back to the source, especially at the divine lotus feet of the living incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, doing this again and again, we will be able to see that our life becomes absolutely peaceful. And that is also the promise that Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells, that better than meditation, better than any other, in the 12th chapter in Bhakti Yoga, he tells that he goes up the levels from a person who can do dhyana, they will find peace. But better than that, a person who can contribute and give and renounce the fruits of action, they will achieve the highest kind of peace. Tyagach chantir anantaram. He says that they will have is also, as we think that everything is mine, we'll suffer. The moment we surrender, the moment we hand the whole thing over to the divine, inner healing happens. And that is what the experience is, that peace that we are talking about that happens, that people want to experience, especially when it comes to handling their wealth, handling how their wealth should be handled. I have so much of it, how to go about. It is something that is actually not even a pressure or a worry. It is just something that has to be given to the higher authority. Just hand it over, and you'll find out how it is always him who gave it to you. It is always given to you. It is something not even yours. It is not even mine to have. And that surrender is liberation. And that surrender is what is going to give liberation. Or any kind of power gain that you seek, it is only going to lead to more and more suffering for you in your life. Surrender is the expression of choicelessness, of leaving the decision to the divine after doing what one can do. Unless we let go of our expectations, our attachments to the result of our actions, we will continue to build unproductive stress and incompletions within us that will not raise us to our peak possibility. When we learn to focus totally on what we need to do and work on the process without worrying about the destination, whatever we do is done for the better, and it is faster and more effective also.
So many beautiful cognitions the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is sharing again and again, and that is what the whole Hindu narrative really is, Maharaj, isn't it? Even when it comes to the concepts about wealth, what we think as wealth. Right now, many people will think, okay, we are giving something from our side, right? And that's the sacrifice which we are making, and in return, we might get this. See, what people don't understand is wealth is not the money or whatever, however we measure it. There's some numbers in somebody else's computer system, right? That is not really the wealth that person is carrying. Wealth is our ability to contribute more and more to the world, really. How much capacity we have to contribute in all ways possible, in the best intelligent ways possible. How much can we contribute to the whole world? And that is what is literally equated to the resources. The moment our capacity to contribute increases, naturally, like as we said earlier, right, the space changes, we become a magnet. All the resources simply happen. Everything happens. The resources can be in terms of cash, they can be in terms of property, they can be in terms of the right people for you to make that thing happen, whatever you want, whatever your mission is, whatever your goal is. It can be anything. Everything is wealth in itself, right? It can be gold, it can be currency, it can be people, it can be, anything, any assets, anything that you can think of. Whatever you cognize as the way you want to contribute to the world, any resource for that is your wealth. And when your capacity to contribute increases, when your inner space reflects that high energy, high enthusiasm to contribute to the whole world, wealth simply follows you. That is the Hindu cognition about wealth. And that is something which is not something people will give. That is something they will get when they get initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. It's all a win-win situation, right? It's only a win for everyone, right? Because what people are getting once you get initiated, once you come and attend the Paramashivam program, literally a new energy burst happens inside all the participants. They realize what really they were missing out on in their whole life, and what wealth truly is, what really living with the wealth consciousness is. It's basically a matter of wealth consciousness. Leadership is not simply holding some status or power. It's about leadership consciousness. Similarly, wealth is also about the wealth consciousness. The moment our space changes to reflect the higher frequency, simply wealth manifests. And once the people taste that, and if you also want to taste all these powerful cognitions in your own life, we again invite you to join the Paramashivam program. The QR code is projected at the bottom of your screen. Scan the QR code, fill the intention form, and we will reach out to you shortly. And also, since we are talking about these wonderful, powerful cognitions which form the core of the Hindu narrative, the Hindu tradition, the entire Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and that is exactly what is being revived by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who is the current living manifestation of Paramashiva. So this whole great revival, the grand revival of Kailasa nation that he's doing, being a part of that revival will simply make everything happen in our life just like that. We don't even have to think about it. He literally takes care. He handholds us from each and every aspect of our life, fulfilling us beyond our expectations, beyond even our imaginations, right? So that is what exactly we are looking for here when we talk about the Mahamaya program, offering, making a 10% donation of your wealth, a commitment. It's actually a commitment which you make to stand by the principle of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and the whole revival being a hand of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and in his glorious mission of reviving the Sanatana Hindu Dharma on planet Earth. That's exactly what this whole program is. Literally becoming the hands of the Supreme Pontiff, giving your commitment as a small token, particular portion of your wealth. But the main thing is giving your commitment to stand by him and making your declaration that you are here as his own hands to make his mission into reality. And the mission is the most noble mission, the greatest mission that we can ever imagine. That is to revive the enlightened ecosystem, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation, Kailasa, again on planet Earth. And that's exactly the whole context is revolving around that. You want to add something to that, Maharaj?
Yes, Maharaj. We can cognize that the person who is the most contributing, that person is the one who is most celebrated inside a family or inside a society. The person who's able to be the icon of someone who can do renouncing more than just the wealth, time, effort, love, and attention to all of the people around him, giving up that and putting himself out there for others, for causing other people's reality.
Yes.
That kind of a person is what is a contributor, and those kind of people are what are celebrated as the literal center of the whole family, or of the whole society, of the whole Hindu society.
Yes.
And those people help take us to the higher realms of living also, literally by leading by example. They take us to also cognize within ourselves, what are the sacrifices we are making? Are we also capable of such sacrifices? And if it is possible, then we can do. That is why even when it comes to even sannyasis, sannyasis who do this kind of karma phala tyaga, and literally do the tyaga of renouncing their whole life and of anything that is lower, and literally embracing the higher cognitions that they are Paramashiva, and literally marrying those cognitions and saying that these are the truths that I want to live by, these are the ideals that I want, and being a higher contributor to the consciousness of everyone around them by just holding the higher space of Paramashivoham, Paramashivatva as a higher reality that they want for themselves. So that way they hold that for the whole community around them. It is even said in the Shastras that when there is a sannyasi in the family, when a person takes the sannyas, 7 generations before and 7 generations after, all of them are blessed. All of those ancestors and future progeny are all blessed, and they all bless the sannyasi who take the decision to take sannyas. These are all beautiful parts of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, beautiful ways that people can contribute, people can become a part of the whole enlightened ecosystem. And sannyas is even one of the ways. You are also interested in being part of this sannyas lifestyle. You can also scan the QR code below and register your intention to live the lifestyle of a sannyas. And literally, if a person who's, as we began this whole conversation, a person who is offering the Mahamai, they'll be able to literally live amongst the gods, literally be a part of the Agraharam of the temple, be as close inner circle, to be able to know that they are the favorite inheritors of the cosmos, and they literally are those people who are privileged to be close and also showered continuously.
I remember a beautiful analogy which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gave once. Reaping the benefits is one thing, but being a part of the whole process is another. When a startup is created, okay, after some time, when it becomes a company, when it becomes a very stable company, corporation, being a part of it and enjoying the benefits of it is okay, it's good. But in the initial stages, when the whole thing is building, that initial excitement, that drive, that raw, that whatever is happening, the whole activity, the enthusiasm that is happening in the team, that is what is he really equating to the process of the revival of Kailasa that is happening now. Being a part of the whole inner circle, Agraharam, is literally you being a part of the startup, right? Initial stages, the whole excitement, raw energy that is there in the group, and all kinds of ideas, all implementations, great implementations, this, that, all kinds of projects, literally limitless possibilities, and experiencing all of that in the close proximity and blessings under the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism everything. Literally, we are just talking about, you being taken care of in the wealth and health and relationship. All these things start fading away when we talk about these things, being close to him, right? Literally enjoying his space, personal space, his presence in our life, in this great mission, this great revival that is happening. So if you want to experience that, we invite you to join in this Mahamaya program and be an active contributor in the whole revival of Kailasa. And you can start even today if you want to start this whole process. Why wait? You can scan the donation QR code and actually start giving your commitment from today itself, and scan the QR code, make the donation, anything it can be. But best is Mahamaya program, and it is 10% of your wealth, the commitment. Of course, we'll be reaching out to you with all the details regarding the program very soon. But today is just the introduction of the whole new possibility which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is opening up for the whole world. And we invite you all to be an active part and participant in it.
Yes, Maharaj. And yes, as we come to the close, we wanted to thank all of those who engaged in our conversation, who have given us the comments and given their donations. Thank you all for supporting Kailasa, and hopefully you all will be able to also join us in the Mahamaya program and also get to know more about how to be a part of this great revival.
Yes.
And with this, Maharaj, if you can lead us to the most awaited part, the Nitya Satsang, for today's evening program.
Definitely. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, Maharaj. It is, in fact, indeed the most awaited segment of the Nithyananda show, that Nithyananda TV show that we are hosting every day, which is the Nitya Satsang, the direct initiation, direct darshan, and words from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. So we will be leading to the next segment, but before we lead, let's do a small meditation so that we prepare ourselves to receive the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Please sit with your head, neck, and spine in the straight line, relaxing your entire body. Coming back to the space of restful awareness and deep peace in your inner space. Having a sense of gratitude for whatever the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has shared with us today through his powerful cognitions, and given us an opportunity to connect with him. Hold this space of feeling connection to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, the Nijavatara of Paramashiva. Visualize Paramashiva in your third eye with bright golden light, with 25 heads, 50 hands, and 75 eyes. Visualize Paramashiva in your third eye and chant the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let the Mahavakya reverberate in your entire being, your inner space, throughout your body. As we get ready to receive the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. So let's now chant the Mahavakya and lead to today's Nitya Satsang. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
The various steps are used in yoga ultimately to awaken your Kundalini Shakti. Kundalini is the inner potential energy. Once it is awakened, you will experience extraordinary health physically, mentally, and extraordinary powers, abilities. Starting, if you have started, even in a polluted, crude, raw, diluted form, it's okay. You are welcome. Nothing wrong. But now it is time you look into authentic scriptures.
Please understand, not for any arrogance or pride, I have distilled the essence, the best of the 1 million yogic scriptures and compiled it and offered it to all of you in the form of Nithyananda Yoga. I have integrated Hatha Yoga asanas, pranayama, kriya, mudra, bandha, visualization, verbalization, shravana, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, aushada, money, everything. Paramashiva revealed, and the Paramashiva's incarnations revealed in Vedic and Agamic scriptures. Understand? Yen Fitness is a complete compilation. Nithyananda Yoga is a complete compilation for fitness to manifest the state, space, powers and being of Paramashivam.
Now I'm going to enter into the exact dimensions, that 11 dimensions. All logic which moves systematically comes under length dimension. Length dimension is a power by itself. If you master the length dimension, anything which works as per the logic will be under your control. You are master of it. Almost 99.99% of the known Vyakta is logic, length dimension. Your idea of currency, your idea of ownership, your ideas about mathematics, almost much of your science other than the quantum physics and parallel universe. I want you to know these dimensions, only then I can take you to the next level of experience. With understanding about these dimensions, you yourself will know how the powers are manifesting, and you will start playing with them. You getting comfortable with your consciousness and manifesting powers will start happening once you understand these 11 dimensions.
So many times you may have some desire, some guilt, some pain for which you are not able to find solution. And now the best chance or the best way to get the solution is from Master.
Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Samarambam Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respect. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Srimahans, Mahans, Tanidar Kotari, visitors, viewers, Kayakalpa Yoga participants, Kailasas, E-Gurukul students, Kailasas, NHU students, Diksha into Power Manifestation Program participants, and all the living and practicing Hindus from all over the world. I welcome all of you with my love and respect. Paramashiva's message from Sri Kailasa directly. Listen. The science of the intangible but definitive part of the existence. The science of the intangible but definitive part of the existence is Dharma. Listen carefully. Science of the intangible but definitive part of the existence is Dharma, and applied science of the intangible but definitive existence is called Agama. Understand? I love you guys with my absolute love for all of you. I am revealing this science. Understand one thing. First, drop the stupidity which you are taught by the atheists. Intangible does not exist. No. Intangible exists and it matters. One of the biggest stupidity the atheism taught to the world, brainwashed the whole world with the idea intangible does not exist. No. Actually, the intangible is 99% of your life. Tangible is only 1% of your life. That is why when you become atheist, life seems to be heavy on you. You don't have answer for anything. You don't have formula, principle, sutra, idea, understanding about anything. When you deny the existence of intangible, you destroy your very existence. I tell you. Intangible but definitive components of your life, parts of your life, as a great science. Whether in your logic level, in your emotion level, in your functioning of the mind, functioning of your body, in every level, understand? today's satsang is very intense, like Panagam. If you are doing Pachapatni Vradam, you know the taste of the Panagam by now, with the real ginger and lemon jaggery water. How it tastes deep your throat. The today's satsang is like a Panagam. Here again and again, you will understand what I am saying. I'll give you a very simple example which you all understand very easily. The psychological sexual pleasure, intangible, but it is definitive part of all human beings. Like watching pornography or sexting. I am not saying it is right or wrong. I am not getting into that subject now. I am only saying all these are intangible, but as definitive part in your inner space. This one small example. I can give you multiple. For example, if you are fasting, within 2-3 days, the dream you will be feasting. It may be intangible. Feasting in your dream, eating all varieties of food in your dream may be intangible, but it is definitive part of your existence. And if you continue to fast with a higher powerful cognition, that powerful cognition gets into your dream. Even in your dream, you will say, no, I don't want to eat because I am doing Pachapatni Vratam for Parashakti. Fasting is one of the easiest way of putting any powerful cognition into your innermost, deepest conscious part. Any powerful cognition is like a seed. If you put that seed in the deepest consciousness, core of your being, it will become reality just like that. I tell you. Intangible but definitive components of your life. That science and applied science is whole Hinduism. Veda Agamas. Human beings keep on growing as long as they understand, explore, and experience the intangible components of life and cosmos. I tell you, intangible components of life and cosmos. Last few days I made few statements in the satsang. Rain is the self-purification process of nature. Mahamari, Mariamman, is the self-purification process of Prakriti, Parashakti. Fasting is the self-purification process of the system you are carrying. Understand? There are many intangible components in you. What do you call as your life? Fasting is the best way to purify all the tangible and intangible components of your existence. I tell you, just few strains of toxins, poisonous toxins in your system is enough to make your whole day hell. You will be continuously irritated even if you win the lottery. Even if you win a lottery for $1 million, you will be irritated about the tax you need to pay. Even if you win the lottery for $1 billion, you will be angry about some thieves may try to steal your money. Strain of toxin inside your system is enough to make your whole day hell. I read a small story. It's really nice story. First, I want to apologize to Yamadharma because the story is making fun of Yamadharma. Listen. One day Yamadharma comes to planet Earth to do his job, harvesting the life. So anybody comes to you for harvesting life, be careful. There Yamadharma. And somehow, whatever may be the reason, he fell in love with a girl. And he decided to get married to her. And got married also. Had a son. As usual, the middle-age crisis started after maybe 5-6 years of marriage. The fight and the whole drama. He was not able to take it. Because he always lived by only giving order, never taking orders. That's a little difficult in marriage. So finally, he decided to run away, escape back to his Yamaloka. But he had a son, so he was really bothered about the future of the son. So he calls the son secretly. And he's a kid, few years marriage only. And reveals his identity to the son. And makes him grow tall through his powers. Means makes him grow older through his powers and tells him, see, I give you the knowledge of medicine. You will become a greatest Vaidya, doctor in the whole world. Only one condition. Whenever you see me, don't treat that patient. He is going to die. If you see me, don't treat that patient. He is going to die. You will have bad name that you treated and that patient died. Otherwise, nobody can falter you. You can never falter. You will be the doctor. Saves anyone whom you touch. Okay? And then Yamadharma escapes to Yamaloka. Wife cries, screams, searches everywhere, but could not find. That's the beauty of Indian wives. They may fight whole day, but they will not be away from us, but they will really miss him. He's too important component of her life. So life goes on, and this fellow becomes really the greatest physician in the whole country. Whole country knows that if he touches, the patient will be healed. No death. If he says no, he won't touch, the patient will surely die. Because whenever he sees his father, he will say, no, I am not going to treat this patient. So everyone knows now the whole secret, that if he touches, the patient will be saved. If not, the patient will be dead. Unfortunately, the princess of the kingdom, she fell sick and no doctor was able to cure. King announces whoever cures her, he will give princess and the kingdom. Declare him as a future king. The doctor, Vaidya, goes and he sees Yamadharma standing there. What to do? This fellow, oh God, if I cure her, I will have princess and this whole kingdom. What to do? All it is very simple thing. He comes out of the room and screams, Mom, you are searching for a dad, he is here. That's it. Never ever he was seen again. Yama even leaves his buffalo and runs back to his Yamaloka. There are many things intangible, but very definitive. Understand? Even psychological torture is intangible but very definitive. Whether the pleasure of sexting or pornography or the psychological torture, all these are different levels of intangible but definitive experience. Listen. Listen carefully. Connecting to Paramashiva, oneness, devotion, all these are also intangible but definitive experience of power manifestation. Definitive experience for enlightenment. Understand? Why do you think from time immemorial rishis, sages moved to forest away from humanity? Because you need to be in that space of absolute peace and freedom to manifest the highest powers to planet Earth, to the whole universe. Understand? Last 2 years, I have seen only maximum I have only seen 20 human beings. Last 2 years, More than 20 human beings have not seen me. Physically, maximum 20 human beings only have seen me. Last full 2 years. Almost 20 hours a day I am in Samadhi. Continuously. Rooted in Samadhi. I opened my whole existence for Paramashiva to manifest all his dimensions and just let myself available to him. I tell you, this whole Pachapattini Vratam is just making all of us available to Parashakti for her to manifest through us and heal the whole world. Understand? When you make yourself available for Paramashiva, Parashakti, one and the same, Paramashiva and Parashakti, not only they manifest, the being of Paramashiva manifests through you and heals the whole world, your being also starts manifesting all powers of Paramashiva. It's a win, 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 win strategy. Win, 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 win for strategy. Winning for you, winning for the world, winning for the Paramashiva, winning for the universe, winning for everyone. Winning for Guru, winning for Kailasa, winning for Sangha. Win, 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 win strategy. Making ourselves available to Paramashiva. Understand? Just like sexting, pornography, all these are intangible but definitive pleasure. Psychological torture, all these are intangible but definitive pain. Oneness with Paramashiva is intangible but definitive enlightenment experience. Start living. Start living, I tell you. In this Pachapattini Vratam, for Parashakti, the first thing happens is your body starts cleaning itself, that self-purification. All the stored unnecessary fat, toxins, all that starts getting cleaned. The next thing, detox, a deep detox. Like a fat sitting on your liver, fat sitting as a layers and layers on your intestine. All that starts melting. Then next, purification. Your body starts eating itself. Understand? The beauty of the hunger. Understand? You should start enjoying hunger. You should not be diverted by the angry, irritation, agitation patterns triggered by your acidity. Your acidity is different, hunger is different. Hunger is Jataragni, pure fire, which eats the body by itself. Acidity is the physical reaction which triggers your anger and agitation patterns. That is why sometimes men starts behaving like heroes when they are hungry. Women start behaving like heroines when they are hungry. If hunger is triggering your anger and irritation, you are Chandala. Cheapest existence, lowest possible existence. If your hunger agitates anger, acidity, triggers irritation, be very clear. You need Nirahara Samyama. If your hunger is making you feel irritated and angry, almost 3 to 4 hours of your every day is destroyed. All the Adinavasis above 18, kids should not do. All the Adinavasis above 18, if you have completed 18, if you are an adult, you should work on your body. Make sure your hunger does not trigger your anger and irritation. Start learning to enjoy the hunger. Don't be diverted by the patterns triggered by acidity. Separate these two. Learn to see these two separately. Mediocre mind goes on dumping junk in your body. Stop making your body dustbin. Stop it. When the body eats itself, the most beautiful, highest orgasm which cannot be experienced by any sexual activity is triggered in your system. I tell you, no orgasm will be pleasant or pleasure to the depth of the orgasm, amritatva, the amrita experience manifests in you when your body starts eating itself. Beautifully, the Vallalar, a great saint from South India, he says, Pasittiru. Only if you start enjoying your hunger, it is intangible but definitive experience of the highest orgasm. Every part of your body eating itself and radiating amritatva, the experience of nectar. That's the most powerful purification. Even now I am feeling the saliva in the throat because I am experiencing the body eating itself. When your body starts eating itself and manifests life, you have become eternal. Understand? This is the declaration I am giving to all my sincere disciples and devotees everywhere. I am really talking with all integrity. I cracked the code of immortality. Understand? I cracked the code of immortality. I am only making it as applied science. How to make it available for the modern day civilized human beings. Like, you can't come and be with me for years together to learn this science. These practical difficulties. You need to work, you need to make money. So all the practical with your lifestyle, how I can transmit this science to you, only I am working out. If somebody is ready to come and dedicate their life with me for 5-6 years, I can guarantee immortality. Because when you drink all those herbal juices and make your body eat itself, you need absolute peaceful existence. You can't be violent. You can't have the thoughts of life negativity. Even 1 minute you cannot cherish them. You need to feel absolutely you are protected and secured. You need to be held in mother's lap, where you don't strategize for your existence. You are just at the lap of Parashakti. You need to feel that feeling as tangible whole day thought current. Then those herbs work in you. It's a most powerful alchemy process, and I actually cracked the code. The code of immortality is cracked. I am only working on how to make it available to the common man, to the humanity at large. And also need to protect myself from the demonic forces trying to snatch this science from me, or forcibly making me to make the people they choose as immortal. I am, with the grace of Paramashivam and protection of Mahakala Bhairava, I am protected, absolutely protected, don't worry. I will not allow demons to steal this science from me, and they cannot steal also. This whole Pachapattini Vratam is nothing but preparing all of you. See, it has multiple benefits. First, you start purifying your body. Your body starts eating itself. And you create a space for Paramashiva and Parashakti to manifest. The being of Paramashiva and Parashakti to manifest. And when they manifest, they heal the whole world. All of us who are doing Pachapatni Vratam all over the world are now medium for Paramashiva and Parashakti's being to manifest and heal the whole world. And naturally the corona will be healed. And when Paramashiva and Parashakti manifest in your being, Paramashiva and Parashakti's powers also manifest in your being. To understand, you are ultimately prepared for receiving the signs of immortality. Anybody who enjoys hunger, whose body eats itself and radiates life. See, your body eats itself. You are celebrating hunger, but hunger is not triggering acidity, anger, violence, irritation, any life negative ideas in you. If your hunger is triggering pleasure, orgasm, life positive experiences in you, you are immortal. The chemistry, alchemistry of amritatva, nectar has happened in your blood, in your system. The science is very simple. I am just making the laboratory for applied science. The pure existence of unclutched state and celebrating your hunger, triggering orgasm, extreme pleasure in your system. It will spread all over your body like an intense, sweet pleasure and orgasm in your system, and the nectar overflowing in your whole being. Amritatva, that is immortality. When the body eats itself, it releases highest conscious prana. Conscious prana even if it is released 1 second in your system, your whole system gets healed. Like a new body is built. If the conscious prana is manifesting in your body, then continuously new body is getting built and you will not die. This is the science of immortality. I am telling you, all my sincere devotees, disciples, Name Bhakta Pranashyati, my devotees do not perish. Because I already cracked the code of immortality. These 2 years of absolute space I had for myself, rarely I met people Very few saw me physically. My whole space was available just for me. Not just powers it manifested, and that absolute truths got revealed, like understand, intangible but definitive realities of existence started manifesting itself. Means Paramashiva started manifesting all of that through this body. Every Rudraksha touches this body has started becoming pregnant. If I drop that Rudraksha into the land, it will become a tree, Rudraksha tree. Not just a tree, carrying this very signs in bioenergy level. Each Rudraksha touched my body has become like a microchip for this whole alchemy science. The body starts producing itself all the chemicals needed for amritatva. This Kayakalpa, great fast, has done something extraordinary to the whole universe. The gifts now available with me to be shared to the world. Oh God! It's not just billions or trillions dollar worth. It's zillions dollar worth. Actually, you cannot put any money value for it. It's just a pure science. For the sake of human beings' understanding, I am just telling some dollar and all that words. Whatever you know as valuable, in that language I am talking. Letting the body eat itself, not supplying any solid food and supplying only the liquids which is like a lubrication. This panagam, jaggery, ginger, lemon, that water. This panagam, especially when you offer it to Parashakti. Understand, Parashakti may be intangible but definitive experience. When you offer it to Parashakti, see, even this Naivedya Mandal, offering it to gods, it may look very intangible, but it is definitive experience. I can very clearly tell the taste of the Tirupati Laddu, which is not offered to Venkateshwara and which is offered to Venkateshwara. I can see and have a bite and tell you very clearly the difference. Same way, any food offered to Arunachaleshwara not offered. I can tell very clearly the difference because it may be intangible but definitive experience. So when you offer this panagam to Parashakti and consume, drink, it is such powerful lubrication for body to eat itself and purify itself and release powerful conscious prana, Paramashiva prana. I have so much to tell. About the Pachapatni Vratam. One good news I have for all of you is that Corona will be healed just like that. In this, till April 4th, we are going to be doing Pachapatni Vratam. By the time we complete the Pachapatni Vratam, Corona will be healed. That's the good news. It will also prepare all of us intensely to receive the being of Paramashivam, to receive the being of Paramashivam. I want all over the world, all our ashrams, temples, wherever legally allowed, please do firewalking and lemon piercing and Pachapatni Vratam. Pachapatni Vratam also, please consult your doctors because in some countries you need your doctor's approval. So do it as per the law of your land. The most powerful Pachapatni Vratam is the most powerful spiritual alchemy process for Para Shakti to manifest in all of us. I'll initiate all of you with the grace of Paramashiva. Connect all of us to Paramashiva and Parashakti. Through the process. Now, I'll start the initiation. Please take the Gayatri leaflet in your hand and recite the mantra along with me. Om tat avitur varenyam bargo devasya dhimahi diyo yona prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat. Now, I'll give you Shivamoola Mantra Diksha, Siva Diksha. Recite along with me. Om Ham Hau Shivaya Namaha. Om Ham Hau Shivaya Namaha. Om Ham Hau Shivaya Namaha. So now, Mahavagyopadesam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. With this, I initiate all of you and bless all of you. Everyday morning satsang will become real experience, realization for you all. Everyday puja, you will all directly connect with Paramashiva. Everyday yoga, you will experience Kundalini awakening. Everyday power manifestation, you will manifest Paramashiva's powers. With this, I initiate all of you Mantra Diksha, Siva Diksha, Vishesha Diksha and Mahavagya. With the grace of Paramashiva, I'll connect all of us to Paramashiva, Parashakti and Sri Kailasa. Sit straight. With your Atmalinga in your hand. You don't need to close your eyes. You can keep your eyes open. Sit straight. I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your
ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான் காக்கும் இறையே நட்பின் உருவாய் வந்த களிப்பால் கட்டு கடங்கா மகிழ்வு கொண்டே